Hi YouTube, this is Pug Weasel, and I am doing another beer review. I'm actually going to cover a couple of beers from the Yuengling Brewery. Let me give you a little information about the Yuengling Brewery. It is a brewery out of Pennsylvania. It was started in 1829, and right now I believe, or at least it claims, that it is the oldest operating brewery in America. So, in any case, they've got some good beers, at least the two that I've tried, and I'm going to review those two beers and then kind of tell you what else they have. Maybe doing some reviews on the beers that I haven't tried yet. You might look for that in the coming weeks, over the next week or so. I actually have some beer from Wisconsin that I'm going to try, and so look for that as well. First, let's start with the Lord Chesterfield Ale. It is a Heineken-like beer. It has a similar taste to Heineken. It's very light. It's a good transition beer if you're looking to get into trying microbrewery beers. If you like Bud Light, Coors, and Miller, and you want to try something that's a little bit more flavorful, this is a great beer to try for that. It would be great with, it's good with just about any kind of meal, don't get me wrong, whatever your preferences are. There's no specific rules with beer, and as you know, with wine, those rules have kind of been put on the shelf. But definitely the Lord Chesterfield Ale would be good with fish, chicken, salad, light foods if you're just having a sandwich, club sandwich or whatever at a restaurant, or if you're just making them at home, then this is a great beer for that. About this brewery, they concentrate on their area. The Northeast is where you'll find these beers. You won't necessarily find these beers down here in the Midwest or out west. They're very popular in the Northeast, and they kind of decided to not expand out past their where they're already popular and not get too big for their britches. And so they do a lot of sales in the Northeast. And my friend got this from Ohio, but again, it's from Pennsylvania. So that's the Lord Chesterfield Ale. If you ever get a chance to pick this up, it is worth buying. You ought to try it. The other beer from Yuengling is the Porter, the Yuengling Porter. And it is not like the typical porters that I've tried. I'm a fan of Anchor Steam Porter, which is kind of a heavy porter. It feels a little thick. It's not any thicker than any other beer, but it has that kind of feel to it when you're drinking it. Very much like you'll hear people say about Guinness. It feels a little heavier. This does not. This feels very light. It's a light porter. It still has that toasty flavor. It's not that dark toasty flavor like you might be used to with a porter, but it still has that flavor, like, you know, the hops were caramelized and then, you know, it has that toasty warm flavor. Kind of a winter beer is what you're think about, or at least I think about with porters. And this fits that bill, but it's a little bit lighter. So I would argue, you know, right now here in the Midwest, it's going to be 108 degrees tomorrow. This is not a beer I want to have at 108 degrees outside. But in a normal summer, 85 to 95 degrees, I would be more than happy to have this porter, where I wouldn't drink some other porters in the normal summertime. So it's going to be great for just about all seasons during the normal weather. But 108 degrees is not my favorite. But the kind of food it would be great with is, you know, you can go with some of the lighter fare. Obviously, again, there's no rules. But as with other porters, your heavier meals, your steak, your pork chops, your meatloaf, your, you know, stews, so on and so forth, this porter is going to go excellent with it. And so, again, if you get the chance, if someone's going up north and you can get them to stop by a liquor store, tell them to pick something up for you, this is worth it. The porter is excellent. So, just another tidbit of information about Yuengling. It has expanded. I think they have like a distribution center, or they actually make beer in Florida as well. And so the company's very big up there. Apparently, you can go up and ask for a lager, and they will give you the Chesterfield Ale or their premium lager, whichever it is. In any case, I have their lager as well, the traditional lager. I also have, and I'm very interested in trying it, their black and tan, their original black and tan, which is a mix of their lager and their porter. So it's not the same as what you've probably considered to be a black and tan, which is usually, we think of the Irish black and tan as being a stout and a harp or I'm drawing a bass is what I'm thinking of. So I'm interested in trying that. I really do want to try and do a review on that black and tan, and when I do it, maybe I'll just go ahead and do a review on their traditional lager since I have it here. You might look for that in the coming weeks. I also will be doing a review on the Wisconsin beer that is sitting in the refrigerator waiting for me to try some. But as I do with all my videos on the Pug Weasel channel, I am going to promote my other channel, which is the Black Guy White Guy Show. My friend and I do a podcast. It's a liberal politics podcast, and if you're interested in that, please go over to that channel and check out some of our rants that we have over there. You can also listen to our podcast on iTunes. Just look up the Black Guy White Guy Show. You can find us at our website. Just get on the web and punch in the www.blackguywhiteguy.com. And so we hope to see you soon. Hope you listen in. And this is Pug Weasel signing off.